Hello. My name is Taro Fuji. I come from Shinagawa-ku, Tokyo, Japan. I work for Tanaka Electric's company in the computing and hiding in the stairwell department. It is just a 23-person in small office, about the size of a laundry room above the train station at Nishi-Nippori on the Odakyu line, just next door to Mayumi Beauty Salon. Do you know? In all my years working next door to the salon, I never went to there for a haircut. I can't say why exactly, but I believe it is perhaps because I am a very shy man with a small pinky and a cornucopia of at once delightful and quite distressful psychological issues. The owner of the hair salon is called Mayumi. Her name means true beauty, but the literal translation is dreaming of going to pee-pee on the futon while sleeping. But I think her parents were intending the first one when naming her. Anyway, she was very pretty and she did such a splendid cut and blow. But never me, just a tacky upper management men's hair. I was not worthy. I had no fast computer, no fancy hard drive, just a floppy disk. I wrote Mayumi some love poems, but I could not ever show it to her. In Japan, poems is called haiku. Do you know? There are 3 lines. It's quite easy and natural to write, and good for sharing with people. The first one is about the demure nature of Japanese girls. Giggling and cute, so innocent, until finally. I must qualify, I am not speaking from experience, because I am a virgin. Virgin is good, it's easy for me. During the time when I was meant to lose my virginity, in high school and university, for example, I could not. I found it in the same place every morning. And it's still there. School in Japan is very demanding, big pressure for success. Some students cannot handle it, and in extreme cases, commit harikiri, suicide, sayonara stomach slicing, tummy as tofu. Do you know? This is a very sad thing, especially for the cleaners. Myself, I considered it at times, especially on days before a big exam in Oriental physics class. Questions like, what is the density of a karate chop? And which is better condiment for it, ketchup or teriyaki sauce? They had me stumped, and miffed, and perplexed, and bamboozled. And I love the English thesaurus. Don't you? Generally speaking, I detested examinations in school. It is too much pressure and expectation. I think that in Japanese society, and the rest of the world too, excluding Montenegro and Tasmania, losing is underrated. After all, there's only one first place, but there's so many who never make it, like me and you and you and you. And you. One of my dreams after I do my laundry is to start my own international organization like the UN, United Nations. My version is called UU, It's Me. UU stands for Underachievers Unified. Underachievers Unified, it's me. Where all the losers can be happy. Welcome to my 4th world dimension. So I wrote a haiku, another one, in my high school days. I will share with you called Schoolboy's Dilemma. So much homework, what should I do? Harikiri or Nintendo? My neighbor in Setagayaku, Mrs. Shimabukuro, had an Afghan hound dog with a Western person's name called George. It was very, very funny to me because it is exactly the same name as my first English teacher. His name was Kenny. Oh no, it's not the same. Sorry. But Kenny was quite a hairy man, and after food, he would lick his hands. And I think one time during a lesson, he tried to smell my bottom. He told me that Shakespeare did it too. Smelly or not smelly. I had a pet chicken. It's quite a popular custom in Japan in the 80s. They are good house pets. You could have their vocal cords removed for quietness, but they still do very funny dancing. It's my pleasure. I called my chicken Kenta Fumi-chan. His initials were KFC. It's Japanese irony. Other examples of Japanese irony are Pearl Harbor. It was just a joke on the Yankee boys, but they didn't get. Also, sumo, with the fat man fighting, you know? It was started as a drunken party trick during the Nara period of the 8th century, and it just got out of hand. Personally, I think very flabby people who wear nappies should not bicker in public. Anyway, finally, when KFC was old, I did not kill him. I could not. I wrapped him in pink bubble wrap and sent him to the emperor as an imperial gift. I hope he liked it. I did not hear back. There's not so many gardens in Tokyo. So many dogs live inside. Recently, they have robot dogs. Many of them are called names like Chip or big ones called Megabyte. I think there's a new Intel Terrier. But still problem for owners in the morning. They leave little batteries on the carpet. For a while, as an escape from my job, I delighted in betting on dogs, and then after, also roulette. It was crazy. Eventually, I lost all my yen for living. I made a haiku of this epoch. Yellow man bets, black or red, red or black. Finally, he is blue. I have a last tale to share with you. It's a good news and bad news kind of story. When I was 13, I fell out of a tree. But the good news is, it was a bonsai tree. But the bad news is, it was on the balcony, and my family lived on the 9th floor of the Minami Heights apartment building. But the good news is, I was luckily cushioned by my fall by landing on another tree in the garden. Bad news is, it was a cactus. Good news is, I didn't need to have acupuncture for many months after. Bad news is, when I drank green tea, I leaked on the tatami mat. But the good news is my mother didn't need to water her bonsai collection when I was home. So that is where I will leave it, with good news. Thank you and sayonara.